is formed in 20 minutes. So we want to find x. Find x when t equals 20. That's what I want to do. So to find x, I have 150 minus x all over 120 minus 2x equals 1.25 e to the power 180 into 0.000126 times 20 now, times 20. So when you multiply that, what you'd have is 150 minus x equals, so this cross multiplies 1.25 times all what we have here is going to give us 1.97. 1.97, that is all what we have here. 1.97 times 120 minus 2x. So we simplify this, so this gives us 236.4 236.4 minus 3.94x. So we call it like terms. So this goes to the other side, and then what we obtain is 2.94x equals 86.4. Then we divide both sides by 2.94, and then we obtain x to be 29.38. So that's the value of A. And then we also told to find the limiting amount of C after a very long time. After a very long time, how exactly are we going to find the value of C in that way? Anyway, it's quite interesting and it's simple, as I'm going to show now. Now for the B part, so recall that this is what we had for our general solution, 150 minus x divided by 120 minus 2x equals 1.25 e to the power 0.82268 t. This was what we obtained as the general solution. Now the main thing is, let's make x the subject of this equation. When you make x the subject of the equation, what you'd have is x equals 120 into 1.25 e to the power 0.02268. Sorry, it should be 0.2268 t minus 150. Now all divided by 2 into 1.25 e to the power 0.2268 t minus 1. So this is what you actually going to get. And then this is going to give us 150. When you multiply 120 times 1.25, you have 150 e to the power 0. Maybe we should just approximate the 0.2268 by 0.23 minus 150 divided by 2.5. So 2 times 1.25, that's 2.5 e to the power 0.023 minus 1. So now, most times when you see questions of finding the limiting amount of c, now, and then there's a t here anyway, there's a t here, there's a t here. So the best thing is, whenever you have the e, that's the exponential, in your equation here, it is known that the limit as, this is what we know. Now we know that the limit as t tends to infinity of e to the power negative t is 0. And we also know that the limit as t tends to infinity of e to the power t is infinity. So, but then to make this the expression here simpler, we have to see if you can find a way of rewriting this whole expression here such that it contains e to the power negative t, so that we have when we take the limits, we're going to have the values turned to 0 instead of having it being infinity, and then we might not be able to decide very well what is going to be the limiting value of x. So how is the best way to go about this? So what we have from here is we have x equals this. So we're going to multiply both the top and the numerator by e to the power 0.023t. We multiply both sides by that. So on multiplying both sides by that, what you'd have is 150 minus 150 e to the power negative 0.023t divided by 2.5 minus e to the power negative 0.023t. So that's what you have for that. And then we're told to take the limit as x tends to infinity. So the limit as t tends to infinity. As t tends to infinity, the limit as t tends to infinity of this whole thing here. So as t tends to infinity, this goes to 0, and this also goes to 0. So what we have is 150 divided by 2.5, and that gives us 60. So this is the limiting value of C after a very long time. Now we're now told that how much of chemicals A and B remain after a very long time. Now what you need to note is, to answer part C, after a long time, we know that C, the quantity of C formed after a long time, is 60. So we want to find what is A, I want to find what B tends to after a long time. So we'll recall that at time t, we had that A and B, they remained something here, and which is where we are going to now. Okay, this is it here. So at time t, we know that x, the amount of A remaining is 40 minus 2x all over 3. And at time t, the amount of B remaining is 50 minus x all over 3. So we're going to use that so at time t, as t tends to infinity, we have A to be equal to 40 minus 2x all over 3. So, and after a very long time, we know that x becomes 60. So this is going to be 40 minus 2 times 60 divided by 3. And that gives us 0. So nothing is left after a very long time for A. And then for B, after a very long time, what we have for our B is 50 minus x all over 3, and which is going to be 50 minus 60 all over 3, and that is 30 grams. So this is going to be the amount of B remaining after a very long time, and that completes the question.